and gentlemen, last night, my next guest won the American Comedy Award for Best Male Stand-Up. Please welcome a very funny guy, Robert Schimmel.
Thank you very much. I am a brand new daddy and have a little brand new boy. Oh, you don't have to clap. I had a vasectomy 3 years ago. Either I have some money coming back or my wife owes me an explanation. I knew that wasn't going to work. So anyway, my wife, we have an 8-year-old daughter, and she wanted to see the birth, and I didn't know if it was cool for her to watch that. So her teacher said they have this video you can rent called The Miracle of Life, and it shows the whole thing, and if she can handle that, then she can be in the birthing room. So the beginning's pretty tame, and it shows fish doing it, and no, they do, and they show a cartoon of the egg coming down the fallopian tube and that kind of stuff. Then all of a sudden, it's a guy and a girl behind a curtain, like from the Witness Protection Program, those guys, and they're doing some kind of dance, and I already have my finger on the stop button and the TV off button. And then it cuts to like 2 rabbits doing it like under a CAT scan. And then they show the baby growing in the mother, and everything's cool. She's like watching the Home Shopping Network, nothing. And then they show the baby coming out, and my daughter said, "That's not the belly button. Stop!" So, yeah, it was, my wife woke me up. She said, "I'm having a contraction." I said, "Okay." She goes, "Look at your watch. Tell me, you know, how long it's been since the next one." I said, "All right, next one, 3 minutes." She goes, "I'm having another one, 3 minutes." So I called the doctor. He said, "How far apart are the contractions?" I said, 3 minutes. He said, 3 minutes? Bob, I told you to call me when it was 10 minutes. He said, "You're never going to make it to the hospital we're supposed to meet now. Now you got to go to the closest place to you." Well, the closest place to me is like a Chevy dealership. And I don't think I could handle the pressure of the salesman and her giving birth at the same time. So we get into the car. I pull out of the driveway. I start going down the road, and my wife's water breaks in the car. And I guess it's not really that much water, except we're in a Miata. So we get to the hospital, and we get to the room like 6:30. And the doctor comes in, examines her, says she's 8 centimeters dilated. And he said, "This baby's going to come fast." And I said, "Hey, at least he has one thing in common with me." So that's what you want to hear. So then we have him, and he's beautiful and everything. And then we're in the hospital for like 2 days. And the doctor says, "Well, have you thought about a circumcision?" And I said, "No, thanks. I just had one." So, no, they said, "You know, do you want to do it or you don't want to do it?" Because there's this big controversy now on whether or not you circumcise the baby. And I said, "I don't care." And my wife goes, "No, we should do it because I don't like the way they look when they're not." They? You guys are great. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Thanks for doing it. Pretty much our show. Well, you were telling me something in the break.
Oh, yeah, I met Peter Falk, actually, and I bought him breakfast in L.A. He was sitting next to me, and I told the waiter, "Don't tell him. I just want to pick up the check." And he turns around and says, "Thank you very much. Why would you do that?" And I said, "I'm a big fan of yours. You've been in so many great movies, and my daughter really loves you." And he said, "Oh, what'd she see me in? Princess Bride?" And I said, "No, Indian Summer." And he said, "I wasn't in that." I said, "Yeah, you were. Remember with Kevin Pollak and Mike Binder directed it?" And he said, "No, I don't think so." And I said, "You were, believe me." He said, "You know, I'm 70-something. He said, "I don't remember every movie I did." So then he leaves. I go into a bookstore and look up the movie. It was Alan Arkin, not Peter Falk. So then I do this radio show like last week in L.A., and I'm telling the story on the show, and they said, "You're the guy?" And I said, "What?" They go, "Peter Falk was on yesterday," and he said, "You know, I had this weird fan that bought me breakfast and insisted I was in a movie that I wasn't in, and he thinks he bought Alan Arkin breakfast."
That's very cool. Now this will straighten it out. We got to get a copy of this show to Peter Falk to straighten everything out.
Me like you owe Alan Arkin a breakfast.
Yeah. That's right. Immediately. Listen, the comedy album's called "If You Buy This CD, I Can Get This Car." Very funny. Robert Schimmel, thank you very much for doing it. Robert Schimmel, everybody. Our thanks also to Mr. Darrell Hammond. Darrell, thank you very much. Some funny stuff there. We'd like to thank John Lithgow for appearing on the program, singing a song to our crew. Our thanks to Mr. John Whelan right there. Thank you, John. A nice accordion playing there. Of course, you got your Andy Richter, Jimmy Levino, and the Max Weinberg 7. Stay tuned for later, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.